Good afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals, IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till then. Honorable Knowledge Seekers, today I am your host for the afternoon. My name is Prima Gupta. I am from Bangladesh. Knowledge Seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international education and training institute. In the last years, we have already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of World Professionals IGP and ISO 9001, 2050 and 1000 is a training facility for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of World Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We service training community resources providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase transfer skills just by acquiring formal education, so we provide effective training and conservation to generate proficient generations all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners. Through respective campus locations and distance learning platforms, we are an occupational and demandable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product. It's a part of our human life. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competitions, monitoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like creating our portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day, guides, landing game website, free courses, converter sites, and many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinar and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the interest of global professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and to serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth and innovation and record. To lead a session with professionalism, passion and integrity, IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and deliver. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,499 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,499 webinars successfully. Wow, dear IGP speakers, participants, and volunteers. At this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We changed and designed our website www.radioigp.com. On this website, we have surprises for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that from an account or login, you can enjoy our services. So create your account for once with your preferred information. Note that with your preferred information, you will enjoy all features. With mismatched data, you can do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competitions on our website. To replace Slido, you have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified key certificates. Now it's easier and time oriented because after this session, we will provide you with any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive a certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in one exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all of your previous certificates, certification certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of graduate. If you are an online quiz competition winner, then you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function which organize common and support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 80 types of instant certificates from our website with the delegate. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global global influencer during the pandemic, certificate of active knowledge seeker, certificate of social activities during the pandemic, certificate of active and IGP knowledge seeking from 2020, certificate of active and IGP knowledge seeking from 2021, certificate of active and IGP knowledge seeking complete 2022, certificate of participation of the series 1, authentic explain in teaching learning, certificate of participation of the series 2, teaching in Chinese foreign language and assessment, certificate of participation of the series 3, digital classroom engagement tool, certificate of participation of the series 4, the new trends in education, certificate of participation of the series 5, upskilling emotional leadership and managerial skills, certificate of participation of the series 6, trends and innovation in mathematics education, certificate of participation of the series 7, research comprehensive approach, certificate of participation of the series 8, art in teaching essential program in the arts, certificate of participation of the series 9, 21st century tools in teaching mathematics, certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1000% international level quizzes with verified e-certificates. Teaching tips for teachers, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teachers. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our 50 plus premium services, websites for free, and many more. Dear IGP issues, we promised previously, but lack of technical issues, we are late sending you content. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials. We solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, receive password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all your plan details. It's a cordial request to you. Check all buttons and pages on our website. Sure, like and say will be benefited. Thank you. But note that without an account or login, you can't enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1505 and the program name is Organizational Leadership During Post-Pandemic Time. And our today's speaker is Steve Christopher Asong, and he's from Philippines. He's also a school head Philippine class uh, Tung Kang High School. Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon to all. So good morning, good afternoon here from Philippines. Okay, so good morning and good evening to the other part of the world. Good, okay. So I can start my talk now.
So please some description about yourself first.
Okay, so I'm Steve Christopher Wong. So I'm from Philippines. Yes, I'm the school head of Filipino Chinese schools here, Philippine Cheng Kuang High School. It is a basic education program high school. We catered this education, including we teach also the Mandarin language. So our school can be called a multicultural school. So we accept Filipino students or local Chinese students, even overseas Chinese students. And we have Korean also, we have American, we have Japanese. So it's similar with uh, an international school, but we are called Filipino Chinese school because we make Chinese language one of the priority subject to the students who wants to enroll in our schools. They are required to take this subject. Okay. So today I will share my experience as a leader in my school. Okay, especially in this multicultural school. So how I handle this situation after this. We cannot say we were in the endemic time, but we can say that the pandemic is almost comes to the end. Then of course there's a big effect to the people in an organization. So I will just share my experience. Okay. Again, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now stage is yours. You can start your presentation.
Okay, so okay, so my topic for today is organizational leadership during post-pandemic time. Okay, so we all know that this pandemic is almost comes to the end. People around us they're not required to wear the face mask, and then this social distancing is almost is being removed so people can come close together, can meet people face to face. So we are in this uh, post-pandemic time, but not totally the post-pandemic time because we still have some cases, but we treat this time as the post-pandemic time. So I just want to share my experience how I lead my school in this post-pandemic time. Okay, so I will share my thoughts, my ideas in my experience through these three keywords. So we have to understand what is organization. Number two, we have to understand what is leadership. And number three, we have to understand more what is the effect of this new normal environment or this pandemic time to us. Okay, so let's make these definitions of organizations. We all know that the definition of organization is an organized body of people with a particular purpose, especially a business, society, association, etc. So I have highlighted this the word people. Okay, who is what is the main core of this organization? The core of this organization, of course, people. Without people, there is no organization. Okay, so people is an important factor of the organization. Of course, this organization is being established or organized with a particular purpose, business, education, or we can, you see, especially in the Philippines, you see there's a lot of association, a lot of federations, a lot of society, a lot of this organization. Okay, and this organization cannot be an organization if there is no people. There are no people in the organization. Okay, just like business club. Business club is an organization. Government is an organization also. A school, a church, okay, or a PTA, a simple PTA, Parents Teacher Association, is also an organization. Why? Because they have a particular purpose and they are organized by a body of people. So let's define people. Okay, a body of persons that are united by a common culture, tradition, or sense of kinship that typically have common language, institutions, and belief, and that often constitute a politically organized group. So forget this definition. We focus on the word common. Okay, an organization is organized because we have this common aim, common vision, common mission. That's why we organize. But people, okay, but people can be called as a person can be called as a unique individual. It's really hard to have this really common. Okay, so in a place, we just make another example. In a family, father, mother, okay, a brother, a sister. Assume there's 4 people in a family. You cannot guarantee that father, mother, a brother, and sister, they think the same way. They speak the same way. They have the same idea. Okay, because we person is an unique individual. We have our own thinkings, we have our own belief. So if an organization, we said, is organized by people, okay, and we said people is a group of persons with a common belief, traditions, or something, it's really hard to perform this common because we have our own way of thinking. We have different levels of thinking. So we are called unique individual. Just like this in this picture you see, we are unique individual because through personality traits, we have our likes and dislikes, and through our life's experiences, all contribute to making someone different from everyone else. We have to agree on these things. We cannot say you have to example, we are discussing or we are compromising something. Okay, you cannot force somebody to agree to your opinion, to your suggestions. Okay, if the people, they have different thoughts, they have different belief, because we have to respect the difference, because we are unique individual. In this picture, you see there's two person. One said there's a number on the floor, and then in this left side, that person A says it's a 6, and person B in the right side say it's a 9. Then who's right, who's wrong? Okay, it's just because they have different perspective, they have different angle in seeing the things. So that's why they have different thoughts. So is 6 wrong? No. Is 9 correct? Not necessary. Okay, it's on the point of view, in the perspective, how they see at this thing, this number on the floor. Okay, so that is so organization, we have to say it's organized by a group of people, a group of people, we can say with common mission and vision, but we have to say they have different ideas, they have different thoughts, so they have different perspective, different experience. They just have on this common mission and vision. That's why this organization is being established. But you cannot force people to have a common mindset. We have this different mindset. So that is very common in an organization. That's why in an organizations there's argument. There's some, we have to, not to say there's some fights, but mostly we can say or arguments. So some, they disagree on one thing, but due to the same mission and vision, they will compromise. They will meet halfway. They have to talk. They have to discuss this one. They have to agree in the midway. So to avoid these unnecessary arguments and troubles that will cause negative effect to an organization. So what are the challenges? If the organization is organized by group of people with common mission and vision, but each person or each member of the organizations, they are unique individual with a different mindset from each other. So as a leader, what are our challenges? Okay. So we have some personal challenges. So examples of these personal challenges are personal issues. In an organizations, you definitely can encounter some personal issues, workplace relationships, and time management. An organizational challenge is a challenge that an employee faces due to the changes in organization structure, implementation of technology, and even weak leadership issues. Of course, leadership issues with leaders and managers. So from this example, the example just raises through these challenges, leadership issues are very, very important factor. Okay, so like in my school, personal issues, yes. I only have 30 teachers, 30 teaching staff. But in this 30 teaching staff, 20% are teaching foreign language, and 80% they are teaching these basic educations like English, science, Filipino, the Filipino subjects, math, the technology, livelihood, education, etc., arts, music, etc., etc. They also have personal issues, even though they belong to one faculty. Because of personal issues, of course, there's the workplace relationship sometimes goes worse, become worse. They have this arguments, or sometimes they just snub each other. Okay, and time management is also an issue. Okay, so different culture, different mindset, different styles. I may not agree how you handle your time. You may not agree how I view on my own time management style. So, but as a leader, how can you handle this issue? So, these are the challenges in an organization. Now, let's go to the second keyword, leadership. Leadership, what is leadership? Leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of people to influence and guide followers. Influence and guide. The followers, the followers or members of an organization, society, or a team. Leadership often is an attribute tied to a person's title, seniority, or ranking in the hierarchy. Okay, let's focus on the two words, influence and guide. As a leader, okay, we are here to lead people. We're not here only to lead people because of the word leader. We're not here only to lead people. We are here also to influence people, to share our positive impact, to share our positive influence, and then guide them to the right path. That is the common, that is the very, very basic, that is the basic role of a good leader. How to influence people, how to guide them, okay, so how to lead them. So leadership is the ability, of course, again, is ability of an individual or a group of people to influence and guide followers or members of an organization. So remember two keywords here, influence and guide. Next. So I just got this picture from the social media. I think this one is very nice. Okay. They say leadership focus on on 8 parts. Of course, guidance, solutions, goal, motivation, okay, communication, plan, vision, and direction. Okay. So, in these 8 factors, for me, goal and vision should be put in the first and second place. A leader should have a very clear goal and very clear visions to your member. Okay? After you have shared your goal and vision, number 2, how you communicate with them. Tell them your goal and vision. After you tell them your goal and vision, number 4, you have to present your plan. What is your plan? What is your plan to reach the goal? Okay. Of course, as I said, different person, different people, they have different mindset. All of them are unique individual. All of them are unique individual. So next, we need this motivation. So motivations for me is number 5. You have to motivate them. Okay? Motivate them not to give up. Okay, not to give up. Then lead them to the right directions, guide them, and lastly, help them how to solve the obstacle, the problem, the struggle they are encountering. So, this is my ranking of these the arrangement of these 8 factors. For me, goal, vision, communication, okay, plan, okay, motivation, direction, guidance, and solution. You, as a leader, which one comes first to you? It's up to you because we all are unique individual. We have our own way to lead our organization, and my organization is my school. Okay, so I'm here to share. I'm here to just to share my experience and how I lead my school in this post-pandemic time. So in this 8 factor, so these are my rankings: goal, vision, communication, plan, motivation, direction, guidance, and solution. How you arrange it, as long the eight factors should be there. Okay, so next. So we often have this is leader a boss? Is a boss a leader? Is a boss a leader? Okay. Is a leader a boss? How a boss treat people? How a leader treat people? Okay. So is boss and leader equal? Okay. So let's see. I again saw this picture in social in a social media platform. So it's clearly stated, number one, the picture above is a leader, and the picture that's below the picture number one, the picture above is a boss. So leader. So through this picture, we can define leader. Of course, they're leading. They're leading. Okay, they're lead, but he's not only leading the people, the members, or his follower, or his employee, but he merged with them. They work as one team. So this is one way how you motivate people. How you motivate people. This is one. You work as a team. You let your people. You let your people see that you're not someone that above them and always give command. You work. You lead them as an example. So that's a leader. So boss. Boss is a superior, gives command. But remember, a boss that gives command, that not necessarily means he knows what he's doing. There's a lot of leader that is like they call themselves a leader, but no, they're just a boss. They always commanding people, his subordinates, to do this, to do that. But when you ask him or seek advice from him or from her, okay, how can get these things started? How can we make these things started? Teach us, okay, lead us. But your boss will just say, you just do it. You're old enough. You know what you're doing. Okay. So that is two different, a leader and a boss. Often, mostly, people mistaken a boss is a leader. But a boss is not a leader. Okay. If you cannot work as a team with your subordinates, if you cannot work as a team with your employees, you're not a good leader. Okay. So in my school, I don't call my school as a school. I said my school is Philippine Cheng Huang High School. Of course, definitely it's a Chinese name. Okay. I call my school PCKHS, Philippine Cheng Huang High School, Family or Community. I want to emphasize we are all part of this family. Okay. So we are being equally treated when it comes to tasks, when it comes to responsibility. We have different levels only. We have on this different level, but we all work as one family. This is how I motivate my teachers, my teaching staff, and my non-teaching staff, even my maintenance. I don't treat my janitor as a janitor. I don't treat my workers or a cleaner as a cleaner. They are all part of this family. It just their responsibility has different level only. They have different role, different tasks, but they all belong to this family because we work as team. A school cannot be a clean school if there's no janitor, there's no cleaner in the school. Okay? The school cannot go to a right direction if there's no principal, school head, or a director to lead them in the right path. If you're a good leader, but your subordinates, your staff, they are not, they hate you. They don't like to work with you. They they stay in the school, they stay in an organization for the sake of salary. In Philippines, we release our salary every 15 and 30 of the month, twice a month. So we often call those people that stay in our organizations. They never they never say that they never works well. They just there, just just doing not doing nothing. They escape from their responsibility and just waiting for the day 15 and 30 to come to receive the salary. There's a lot of this kind of people, the so-called 1530 people in an organization. If there is more than half of your employee that is the 1530 people, you cannot see the improvement of your organization. Because these people, they work because they need the work, they need the salary, and they never treat their work as a career. Okay? They never treat the workplace as their family. It's just a simple organization. So, my motto in my company, in my organization, in my school is let's work together, but with one heart. You have to love your job. You have to love your workplace. You have to love your colleagues. You should have one heart. Everyone should have one heart. Then, can we guarantee 100% of that? No. But at least 90% of your staff, they can work together with one heart. Okay. So I give you one case. So I suppose I will give you two or three cases, but for today I will give you only one case because uh, in my place we're now having typhoon. Okay, so it rains so hard, so I'm afraid that anytime I will be disconnected. So you can see I talk a little bit fast. I hope you can understand. So And let's pray that there's no disconnection issue will happen today or this afternoon. So I just share one case: generation gap between teachers. Okay, in my school, okay, in my school, this happened this year. This year in my school. Okay, this happened this year in my school. So I have around 30 teaching and non-teaching staff. Okay, in the non-teaching staff, in teaching non-teaching staff, the so-called Generation X or the generation late bloomers, we have this 20%. Believe it or not, especially my foreign language teacher, my Chinese language teacher, the oldest one, now is, I think it's 75 years old. She's still teaching for two reasons. For two reasons. Number one, she doesn't like to stay at home without doing something. She's afraid of having getting this Alzheimer, because here in our country we often say, if you retard and you're doing nothing at home, so the result of this kind of lifestyle will be Alzheimer. So they this teacher, as long they're healthy, so we still willing to accept them to teach in my school. So we have this kind of teacher, ages 75. I have two. 60 to 70, 60 to 70, I think I have 3 to 4. And then this 55, 50 to 60 or to 59, I think around I have around 7 or 8. And then in this Generation Y, I have this 80%. So Generation X and Generation Y, the millennials teacher, they have so many differences. Not to say the late bloomers. Okay, so there's one time we have a certain activity. Okay, this activity. So my intention is good, actually. I want to diminish this generation gap between my teachers. So I group them into 3 to 4 groups to perform a certain task. But I noticed one thing. I have noticed one thing. That my Generation X and late bloomers teachers and the Generation Y teachers, they have so many differences. Okay, they having this hard time to work together. Number one, late bloomers and Generation X teacher, they are so traditional. They doing things. They don't like to take risks. Okay, so this Generation X and Y teachers often share their experiences in life. But for the Generation Y teachers, they don't agree with these senior or old teachers. They often tell them, what is in your mind, it's all outdated. It's not fit to the present generations. Besides, you're not good in technology. Everything now is what we call is a techie. Everything. We're doing things. We cannot live without cell phone. We cannot live without this laptop, computer. We cannot live without this mobile data. We cannot live without Wi-Fi. We don't need encyclopedia anymore. There's Google. Okay? So, math, when it comes to solutions, I don't need a mentor. I don't need a tutor anymore. I just watch video from YouTube. Even now, I can seek help from Chat GPT. You, all teachers, can you do this one? No. So, this gap occurs, okay, so obviously everyone is not happy. They are not happy. So they're not happy. So then what happened? So how do you expect this task can be performed well, can result a good result? So as a leader, me as a leader, so how can I handle this case? Okay, so I just give time to you to think. If you're in my stand, if you're in my stand, how can you handle this case? They are all professional teachers. They are all effective teachers. They are all efficient teachers. They are all good teachers. They are all outstanding teachers. I just don't want them to have this argument, to have this gap, or to have this misunderstanding. Then how can I solve this generation gap? Okay, so at the end of my PowerPoint or at the end of my talk, I will share you how I handle this case. Okay, I just give you the situation right now. So this is one solution I have searched from online. They said a great way to manage generation gap in a workplace and facilitate cross-generational education is to develop a mentorship program within your organization. This creates a fair and balanced platform so each party can benefit, and it can also help build stronger interpersonal relationships between colleagues. So this is a written and black and white definitions. This is a definitions. Later on, I will share my experience, how I handle this case, okay? How I develop this mentorship program within my organization. Okay? Remember, this generation gap issue is a common issue in an organization. It's a very, very common issue in an organization. But if you didn't solve this problem on time, and this issue gets worse, it will be a very hard task for you to solve the problem. So from the start, as you knew these things happen, you have to solve this immediately. Organization, as I said a while ago, organization is composed a group of people. These people is the core of the organization. Without people, the organization cannot exist. Even though you have this mission vision, then if problem occurs, you have to solve it immediately, or else sooner or later, there's no organization anymore. Okay? Next. So, overcoming the generation gap. So, there's a lot of advices that other people give. They will say, okay, how can we solve this generation gap problem? Okay, encouraging multi-generational teamwork. Okay, so experience versus aggressiveness. So the senior teacher, they have a lot of experience, but they're not aggressive anymore. But the younger teachers, they are very aggressive in doing things, but they lack of experience, so a lot of mistakes occur. Okay, establish a clear cultural values. So you have to let them know, these two generation people know, that everyone in the organization is important to the organization. Everyone is important to the organization. Okay, so of course you can embedding this technology that drives collaborations. So of course, when it comes to technology, the issue is the old school versus the modern technology. And what are the advantages of old schools and disadvantages of this old school? And what are the advantages of this modern technology? And of course, there is also disadvantages of this modern technology. So, encouraging communicating at all levels. So you should let no one is left behind in this updated information. No one should be left behind. So that's why you should have these clear cultural values. Everyone is important. Everyone deserves to know the latest informations of the organization. So these are some tips to overcome the generation gap. Okay. So again, at the end of my talk, the last part of my talk, I will share my experience how I handle this generation gap. Now, of course, we all want to become an effective leader. Okay, so what are some qualities of an effective leaders? Of course, share their vision. We have to share the vision clearly, lead by examples as walk the talk. Okay, so we have to show them what is right through action. It's not through verbal. Demonstrate integrity. Number four, it's the hardest one. Not the hardest one, it's a challenging one. Communicate effectively. Sometimes misunderstanding between two parties, misunderstanding between two persons is because we can't communicate effectively. Another big challenge for an effective leader is to make hard decisions. Leaders are decision makers. Okay, so that's why you should have the goal and mission. You should know the goal and vision before you lead your people. Recognize success. Okay, the success of your subordinate is also your success. I always proud of my teacher if they pass the board exam. They pass this professional teacher's licensure exam. My teacher passed these civil service examinations, and I knew that one someday they will resign from my school and transfer to government work. But I still happy for their successes. I still happy for them to pass the examinations. We have to show them we recognize their success. Before we empower others, we have to recognize their success. And lastly, again, we have to know an effective leader should know how to motivate and inspire people. Okay? So, this is a picture sent to me by friend from Taiwan. Okay, so obviously I can understand Chinese character. In this Chinese character, they said, you have to careful the six types of persons around you. Okay, so as a leader, you should also know who are those people around you, and who are those people can to help you to improve your organizations. Okay, and who are those people they are just backstabbing you. Okay, they hate seeing you having this success. These people hate seeing you that you are loved by your subordinates. Okay, so who are these six type people? Number one, those narrow-minded or easily get envy of others, selfish. These people, they're so narrow-minded. You explain to them, but they just cannot accept. How come everything you said is right and mine is wrong? No, we just sharing our thoughts, and then we just want to make things better. But for them, you are teaching me what to do. Okay, and we're just in the same level. Of course, we're just in the same level. And then, who are you there to teach me? Okay. Number two, if you see the people that they have this inconsistency between words and deeds, that means they They cannot walk to talk. They just talk and talk and talk, but they never do whatever they talk. In other words, they are a liar. Once a person, one person only, one time, they make a lie on you, you have to be extra careful of these people. Okay, so that's why as a leader we should be an observant people. We should be observe what really happening around us. Okay. Number three, people with malicious intentions, let them let them go away. Just let them go away. Or people so dissensions or bullying. People just love bullying. People just makes you and your friend fight each other, hates each other. If you notice, people always backstabbing other people, saying negative things about one person. Oops, you have to think carefully. Someday, this person will also backstab you and will also say bad things against you. Next, ungrateful persons. Person never appreciate what you have done for them, even a small good deeds. If they show you how ungrateful towards you, then okay, you have slowly to go away from them. Okay. Lastly, people that are judgmental. Okay, people always sees I'm good and the other parties are bad. I always so it's some sort of narcissistic person. I always I feel that everything's in me are perfect and you and who are you? You see, if you eat a lot of food, then they will say, "Ah, you came from a poor family that you don't have food to eat, so that's why when you see food, a delicious food, you eat too much." That kind of person, we often see this kind of person. We often notice this kind of person around us, so we have to learn how to go away from them. Okay, so as a leader, so I just crop this peak. Okay, so I think this peak is really in Chinese, but it gives us a very very meaningful insights that's telling us how can we avoid people, these people that can hurt us or to hurt the our organizations or our school. Okay, so these are the six traits. We just remember these six traits. So as a leader, we should also how to distinguish who are good and who are bad for the sake of the organization. Okay, so next. So let's recap. I have defined what is organization, and I have defined and give example about leadership and the qualities of an effective, a good leader. Okay, so now how can we apply the knowledge about the organization, the knowledge about the organizations, and the knowledge of how to become a good leader in our present time, the so-called post-pandemic time, or this new normal environment. Okay, are we are this COVID-19 comes to end? No, we still have this COVID-19. We're still in this. I'm not so quite sure if we can said we're still in this pandemic, but I think 2 months ago or a few months ago, I forget the time, I have read certain news from WHO that says we're not really in a pandemic anymore, and this COVID-19 virus is similar to the flu. It's similar with flu. They don't have this unlike in the year 2020 or or the time of Delta that did a lot of people die. Okay, so so what is our, are we in endemic? Not necessary. Are we in the post-pandemic time? I think we're in the post-pandemic time. Okay, because when you see the environment right now in the people around us, it's like nothing happens. We're back to normal. Okay, so you look at this picture. Look at this picture. So this is a pre-pandemic and post-pandemic time in a school settings. Okay, we have this physical class, teachers teach face-to-face, we read books. But in the post-pandemic time, people just stay home, we use gadgets to learn our lessons. We have this on virtual learning, we have this online classes. So suddenly from physical, we switch to virtual. Okay, this is pandemic time. Okay, but now post-pandemic, now we call this post-pandemic. Are we still using uh, this management system, this learning management system in studying? We still use the gadgets? Yes, because in this 2 to 3 years time, gadgets, technologies, they are part of our lifestyle. We cannot avoid it. It's part of it, especially now we're in this AI, artificial intelligent time. Okay, so what are the biggest issue in this post-pandemic time that caused by the pandemic, but caused these 2 years of staying at home that we cannot go out? It's a mental health versus technology. We have two great issues now. We're facing these two great issues. One is mental health. One is technology issues. Okay, but for me, technology issues, it's not that big issues because people are forced to learn more new technology skills in this pandemic time. Okay, but learning this technology leads us to mental health. I share you one true to life story about this mental health versus technology. I have one friend, not actually a friend. She is the sisters of my senior teachers. So obviously, she's much older than me. She's much older than me. Okay, she got COVID and died. I think September 2020. What happened? Because of these two. These senior teachers are not really good in technology skills. They're not really good in technology skills. Okay? So, when this, in Philippine settings, the government around March 15 or 16 announced that the whole country is under lockdown. Okay? We're under this quarantine, the community quarantine. Okay? So people cannot go out except those frontliner, just like the nurses, the doctor, or those personnel in supermarket for those necessities needs. They are all frontliners. Then we all have to stay at home, and then that is in the middle of our school days. So suddenly, we have only 1 to 2 months remaining time. We have to switch the whole class from physical class to online class. Okay, so that sisters to my senior teachers. She's also a teacher from other school. Okay, she was forced to learn new technology, particularly how to use the platform, this LMS, particularly how to use this Zoom, how to uh, how to teach online, how to make a good presentation. Okay, of course, the online teaching skills. This senior teacher forced to learn this technology, and she got this mental health issue. And because of this mental health issue, she was so stressed and leads to depression. And one day, without knowing any reasons why, she was confirmed having this virus. After a week or 2 weeks, she died in the hospital. So people at that time, pandemic time, people are more afraid of this virus, and this mental health issue arises. Then technologies, these technologies, it's every 3 months there's a new technologies that comes out to the market. So people have to continuously learn how to use the technology in their field work. The school teacher how to use this technology, how to teach their students effectively. Just like now, we're in this post-pandemic time. Now teachers are learning how to use AI in their teachings, particularly the very famous ChatGPT. Okay, so when you're forced to learn something, this mental health issue will arises, and these mental health issues will lead you to stress, to depression, and everything. Okay, so these are the main concern. Main concern. We have to focus in this post-pandemic time. Okay, so what are the after effects of COVID-19 on our mental health? So I think everyone knows these things, but we just make this some recap or review. A great number of people has reported psychological distress and symptoms of depressions, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress, and there have been worrying signs of more widespread suicidal thoughts and behaviors, including among healthcare workers. Some groups of people have been affected much more than others. These suicidal thoughts. Sad to say, I heard a lot of young people, they cannot handle the depression. They cannot handle this anxiety. They have these suicidal thoughts. Not only the young people, but also the older one. This generation Y, this generation X, these late bloomers people. These are the effect. So, if we wrap everything, if we wrap all this definition, okay, this all word, we can only one word. We can explain what is the effect, after effect of the COVID-19 to our mental health is the fear. The fear factor. Okay? So people, they fear because 3 years time, let's say 2 to 3 years time staying at home, they think they don't have the social life anymore. They don't know what's happening around them. Okay? Am I capable to handle technology, to embedding technology in my field work, in my work? Okay? I'm no longer know how to face people, to meet them physically, to meet them face to face. Fear factor. Because of this fear, people getting distress. People getting stress. People having this anxiety. And then, because as we said, we are all unique individual. So sometimes people have this, I cannot take it any longer. I cannot take it any longer. So the suicidal thoughts arises, comes into their mind, and sad things happen. So what are the after effects of the COVID-19 on mental health? Fear. One word on the fear. So there's a lot of fear issues. Number one, of course, the health and recovery issues. A lot of people here in Philippines again, a lot of people who has these COVID-19 viruses, they were confirmed with COVID-19 viruses, confirmed with these viruses, and then they recovered. But when they cough a little, they might think, oh my gosh, what happens to my lungs? Okay, I think my lungs is being damaged by these viruses. Then it will be a how we say that, it will be a lifelong negative effect to my health. So not only the health issues, but also the recovery issues, the job issues. A lot of people resign from their work, and after 2 years, they're having hard time to go back to work for so many issues. Okay, so those having worked because of the company, they're losing a lot of money, so they're having this anxiety of losing jobs. They might be the part of the retrenchment program of the company. The biggest issues, the finance issues. In my schools, my population in this 2 years pandemic time, it drops 60%. It drops 60%. Imagine, my school is a small scale school. It drops 60%. And I have conducted a survey or interview to those parents choose to not let them to their children to enroll in my school. Okay? So only one answer. Okay, the one result is finance issue. They don't have money because they cannot go to work. Okay, their work cannot be performed through online, so they're losing their work. Okay, just like in supermarket before you need around, I think, middle scale supermarket, I think you need around 30 to 50 sales lady, let's say that. But this supermarket switched to online. They only need 10 sales lady and 5 delivery people, delivery staff. That's okay. Imagine, from 50 staff downsize to 15 staff, 35 people lose their job. Okay, finance problem. They don't have money anymore. And then, of course, the expensive of the tuition fee. Okay, the expensive of this tuition fee. So that makes that they can't afford, if they let their kid, and then they have 3 to 4 kids, especially those families have 3 to 4 kids, they can't afford to let all their kids to go to school. Okay, and they don't want to be unfair, so actually they can let one or two to enroll and the another to just stay at home, but they don't want to show unfair to the 4 kids. They choose the 4 kids not to go to schools. Finance problem. Okay, technology issues. Before pandemic time, of course, people, they just, this cell phone, this internet, this is something for relaxation. I just watch movie from my cell phone. Even though I don't watch movie from cell phone, I watch movie in the movie house. Okay, I watch TV. But in this pandemic time, if everyone's using cell phone, my mom cannot use, my mom, before pandemic time, she doesn't know how to use this smartphone. They use those the old models phone. Okay, there's a keypad there. Let's press these numbers, these letters, and my mom even can text me. They cannot private send me short message through cell phone. But my mom was forced to use this pandemic time because I have these two nieces staying with her. So every day teach her a little by little until my mom learns how to use technology. But not everyone's fortunate to have a person that has this, that's patient enough to teach you these things. Before pandemic time, technology is part. It's just like a luxury, or it's just like a leisure. People just having a cell phone to text and to take picture. Only the biggest function is to take picture. But now, no. People buy things, or they get this plane ticket, or they want to watch movie, they want to buy something. Everything's through online. It's technology issues. And they have this problem now. There is Alexa, there is this is AI system that's helping them. These technology issues. Now, as I said a while ago, these issues continues even though it's post-pandemic time. For those X and Y people, and for those X and late bloomer people, they fear because they don't know how to handle these technology issues. They might lose their job. They might out of this circle. That's why anxiety occurs. Of course, the social issues, this virtual and physical. Okay. So if you uh, get use of this virtual mode of meeting people, it's really hard for you. You will confuse. How can you meet a people, talk to a people physically, but you used to just type, and then if you shy, you just close your camera. Okay, if you don't want to say anything, you just close your microphone, mute your microphone. That's all. But through physical, you cannot do that. Okay, so social issues is another issues. So these very issues composed of the health and recovery issues, job issues, technology issues, and social issues. Then, so with my last two slides, so I just encourage people, as a leader, we know this problem. These are the problems. Okay, these are the problems. When people they come back from from their online job or this online classes, or school is online classes, or this online job or something, when they comes back to our organization, to our school, to start again their physical mode, their face-to-face mode, we have to understand them that they brings the fear in our organization. So number one, we have to lead with wisdom. We have to lead wisdom. Don't be a judgmental leader. Okay? Not everything you see and not everything you thought is right. Lead with wisdom. Okay? Think carefully. Check their background. Okay? Seek guidance from the above. Lead with wisdom. Of course, you have to lead with your heart. Okay? Lead with your heart. Okay? Understand them. Okay? You just think, if you understand, how do you feel? How do you feel? Okay? Of course, lead with understanding and patience. We need a lot of patience. You know, in my organizations now, every day, I have one supervisor of a certain department. She's always got sick. Okay? So she will be absent for so many times. She's always absent for in a week twice or thrice. Okay? But I know she needs the job. But her body just says, I need to rest. I still cannot come to school to work. Okay? I cannot wake up so early to go to school. I cannot just sit there. I'm not used to walk anymore, to walk around. I'm not used to think so much things. Okay? It's beyond her control because of her body system. Try to understand her. And then we have to be patient, give them time to overcome this fear. Okay? We have this patience to guide them, lead them to back to the normal person, the normal you. Okay? So, as a leader, the organization, there's no, I think, I can say there's no such thing as there's a lot of rules, a theory how to become an effective leader in this post-pandemic time. No. Just be a human being with a heart, with wisdom, and we can understand them, and we have this patience to motivate them, to lead them, to guide them. Okay? So, lastly, these are the 5 traits of an effective leader in an organization. The organization in an organization during this post-pandemic time. Number 1, acknowledgement. We have to be an acknowledgement teacher, a leader. So let's go back to the generation gap problem. So these are the 5 keywords always in my mind. Okay, every time when I having this organizational problem, number 1, acknowledgement. So we always have to acknowledge the effort, and not to say the success, the effort, the time of your people, disregard of their generations. So this late bloomer and this Generation X, we have to acknowledge their experience. Of course, they have this experience. Okay. This Generation Y, we have to acknowledge they are people that are aggressive in doing things, and they have this new idea. They have this new idea. Acknowledge them, because people loves to be acknowledged. So a leader, you should learn how to acknowledge every single tiny things they have done, that your organization's benefits. Okay. So I always told my senior teachers, no, you're good, but your idea is good, but your suggestions is good, your advice is good, but come to think of it, is your advice is your advice is applicable to this situation? Okay. So I will tell my Generation Y teachers, okay, you have this good idea, and I know you have this good technology skills. You can make these presentations more beautiful. You can make sure your task uh, a better result. But your lack of experience, probably, if you can, uh, you everything you think, okay, everything you think, not necessarily when you goes with it and you work for it, there will be a same result as whatever is in your mind. You still need experience to minimize whatever the unseen problem will occur. Okay, so this is the mentorship program. Talk to them separately. Talk to them separately, but acknowledge their strengths. Number two, observant. We, as a leader, we should be observant leader. We should be have this self-awareness. We can foresee, we can predict the problem, the future, what will be the problem occurs. We have to we have to foresee everything. We have to assume. Okay, so we have this self-awareness. We can see what will be the problem. What will be the problem if these things or that persons work together, or these things we process on this way. We have to be observant, because as a leader, we should know every single things that happens around us. In order for us to make being observant can help you become a better decision maker, because you see everything. You see everything. Okay, every single time. Being observant, okay, being observant, you can make your analytical skills better. You can analyze things better. Okay, so in my case, after I mentored the two group, then I let them work as a team again. Okay, I try to motivate, inspire, and encourage them to work together. Okay, then I observe in the next few days, can they work together with one heart? I observe. I observe the every progress they made. Okay, but in the start, okay, in the start, of course, there will be still a small problem occur. So I try to understand everything that happens. So as a leader, we have to be an understanding leader. We have to understand them, because we are all unique individual. They have their own mindset, they have their own thinkings. Okay, so we have to be observant, and we have to be understanding. Try to understand them. Let them feel You're in their side. Let them feel you're one group. You belongs to one group. You belongs to one team. Of course, after you understand them, show how you care for them. You should be a caring leader. Care for them. Okay, you should one single word or one single phrase or one single sentence. How are you? Do you need help? I'm here. You know, one single word is a very powerful encouragement for them because they see you care for them. Of course, lastly, we all know everyone needs encouragement, so we should learn how to encourage people. Not to see on their negative side, not to see on their failure, okay? But what they let's encourage them to become a better person, okay? Because if you always look at their negative side, no matter how you encourage them, okay, they will never become a better person. So this is how I handle the generation gap problem. Happy to say, okay, happy to say, as of now, the progress is the younger teachers, the generation Y teachers, they see I'm always there because at the start, this teacher will always come to me and they always complaining. We, this is older teachers, their style is outdated. Then I cannot work with them. Okay, then I will say no. You just look for their you just look for their experience. They have this experience. You have to learn. Okay, don't wait things happens to you before you learn the experience. Learn the experience from them before something happens. And I will tell this senior teachers, okay, it's about time you have to learn a new technology through them. Okay, so now after I acknowledge them, I observe every single things that happenings around them, and I try to understand them and care for them. Of course, lastly, I always encourage them. Now, happy to say that in that group, the senior teachers and the younger teachers, they can work harmoniously. Now, is there's no problem anymore? No, there is still some small problem, but now the two groups of people, the two generations, they can handle the problem by themselves because they treat each other as one family, as one group. Okay, so the fear factor of the old teachers, they're gone. Okay, and they're happy to work with the young teachers, and the young teachers that also having this fear factor that they cannot work along with these old teachers, and also they're not there anymore. They're not afraid of each other anymore. They're not hating each other anymore. Okay, how why it becomes these things? What it turned out to become this situation because of the leader. Okay, so in the post-pandemic time, and it's very simple. The organizational leadership, it should be more human. Just like lead with wisdom, lead with heart, and lead with understanding and patience. It's very simple, but it's really very hard to do it. And then our traits as a leader, okay, to handle these issues during this post-pandemic time is we have now how to acknowledge people, be an observant, be observant, and be understanding, be caring, and we should always make encouragement to the people because people needs to be encouraged. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope I have shared something to you based on my experience and you have learned something from me. Okay, again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers. Once again, thank you so much, dear sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us after a short video. We will be back in our session part 2, which is the question and answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Okay, if you have any questions or you have something, so I can share you my some thoughts or ideas. Do you have any questions?
After short video, we'll check our comment box for any questions. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. We are still waiting for your question. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker.
Okay. There's one question. So, sir, what is your
Okay. Yes.
so I just read the question. Sir, what is your view about the rapid and various changes in education system in the country? How does it affect your leadership styles? Actually, we cannot avoid there will be changes in our education system. As time goes on, everything changes. Everything will change. Okay, but it changed for the better. Obviously, we're towards a change for better. So how does it affect your leadership styles? Okay. So number one, we have to embrace the changes. Okay. Once we embrace the changes, okay, so our leadership styles will also get along. We have to change also. Okay? We have to change, fit the new, this so-called the new education style. Okay, and the better education styles. How come why there's a lot of problem is why there's a lot of problem in these changes because a lot of leader is just only see the education system change. They they didn't the time changes. The time changes. Okay, the time goes on. The education, the system changes, but we as a leader, we never change for better. Okay, so we have if the times change, the times goes on, and this system change, we have to change also. So it should be goes parallelly. Okay, this one changed, this one also changed. Okay, so the new one should fit the new. You have to this new style to fit the new system. Okay, the better styles to fit the better system, or else anything the system changed, leadership styles didn't change. Okay, that is the problem. That is the biggest problem right now. Okay, thank you.
Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know, as much as you want to know from our speaker. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Um, Thank you, sir. I think we are covered all of our questions and topics.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Once again, thank you so much, dear sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and new day. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Okay, thank you very much.
Honorable sir, before I move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, sir. IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certificate instructions. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part 1, video session click mark is complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz, passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Certificate instructions. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Sign up or sign in. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part 1, register and click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz, passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download a certificate. If fail, to retake the quiz, download a certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few procedures for online live quiz competitions so that after live, no one can participate. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Now time for the online live quiz competition. To join the live quiz competition, please properly to join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Visit www.videoigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you can't join live quiz competitions anymore. Browse the live quizzes button or given link. Find the session name and join with your blog website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will start certificate. After the quiz, we will issue certificates for top 10 as previous, which you can find on our website and official Facebook page. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. We will now start our quiz session. Already 29 people join with us. We will now start our quiz. First question is, which organization supported Korean land reform during post-liberation era? A. Magikus, B. Usamgi. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Jumalin V. Rivera. Next question is, Nigeria has been under military leadership during most of its post-WWI story. Alternative facts be true. answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is MD Nasiruddin. Next question is, these are organizations called provided security leadership for during his distinguished career. A. What is Google Federal Operations? B. What is BP Feed Ops at Securify? Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Julian V. Rivera. Next question is, which of the following is an important characteristic of organizations during leadership era? 3. A. Functional management. B. Cross-functional teams. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Tabassum Nasir. Next question is, Stabilitas Loci was a well-established tradition of organization and leadership during the peak of Roman culture. A true be false. Correct answer is A. On the leaderboard, first person name is Tabassum Nasir. Next question is, who was featured in a social media post that got the most impressions during Leadership Month? A. Barack Obama. B. Barbara Corcoran. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Queenie Rossi RBC Salvizo. Next question is, the first woman to serve in this leadership post held by Winston Churchill during World War. A. Lord of the Commons. B. Prime Minister. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Queenie Rose IVC Salvizo. Next question is, Sir Reginald is overseer of what organization during the post-Thor storyline? A. World Union Allied Defense Corps. B. Sweden Prime Allied Defense Corps. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Queenie Rose IVC Salvizo. Next question is, Jack and Jill of America is a leadership organization formed during the Great Depression. A. True. B. False. Correct answer is A. On the leaderboard, first person name is Queenie Rose EBC Salvizo. Next question is, what are the main requirements of effective leadership in change management during organizational change? A. Laissez-faire attitude to management and time management skills. B. Clear vision and effective communication. Correct answer is B. On the leaderboard, first person name is Queenie Rose EBC Salvizo. Our quiz session is finished now. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. We'll take a few minutes to finalize the result, and after that we'll issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. We'll take a few minutes to finalize the result, and after that we'll issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition's top 10 positions. Again, we will take a few minutes to finalize the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning because life never stops teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, type to equal not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, I again wants to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your time, for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Thank you.